funny.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh my gosh, we're live. Hi, I'm Anne Marie Conti. I'm the executive editor at Women's Day Magazine, and I am here with Dr. Carmen Harra. She's going to teach us all about relationships. I want to talk a little bit. You have a new book out, right?
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about who you are, what you do, and what your new book is about.
Yes, so I'm a clinical psychologist, but I'm also thinking of myself like somebody who believes in bringing a little bit of a parapsychology into psychology. So I'm interested in all the ancient teaching. I love the concept of numerology, and so I'm trying to look at somebody in a more diverse and complex way, and I look at relationship like the number one priority for all of us. Like everything in life stems from a problem with somebody else, you know.
Right.
We have all kinds of issues with the people in our lives, when in fact the concept of relationship comes from a Latin word that means relatio, which means to restore. So a relationship is supposed to make us happier, more fulfilled.
Right.
That's why you look for a soulmate, to complete you, to make you protected, feel better. And it not always happens this way. So I came up with an idea of how many types of relationship we are going through in life, and which is actually the real soulmate, and which are the elements of a soulmate, and how can we identify them, and when it's time in life to know that you actually happen to be in a transitory relationship, and it's better to leave and don't try to fix it because it will never get better, you know.
So unlike the advice my mother gave me this morning, apropos to almost nothing, that I should stay married even if we're not happy.
Yeah, well,
in typical mother fashion.
The old school will stay there and try to work things out because, you know, compromise,
right.
in other words. And
right.
if you look at people, our grandparents, and, you know, look into what happens, you
right.
know, through centuries of evolution, you know, when people got married, because they were arranged marriages. And one of the things I talk in my book is how many compromised relationships are out there when people just settle for each other.
Right.
They just want to be together because they really have kids, they have a home, and they in the comfort zone, but they're not in love. You know
right.
what I mean, with that person. And the danger is that they go and look for love somewhere else,
right.
and they live separate lives. But the compromise, it's a way to go.
Yes.
But you're not happy, you don't feel fulfilled, and then 30 years later you said, I still should go, I'm done. 30 years later, you know. So
and just to clarify, this was just in relation to a friend who's getting divorced. This was not.
Well,
but you can tell me,
yeah,
right?
This
you
happens
can tell me
all the time.
Right.
I mean, you're not going to believe out of different types of relationship. The more frequent one is actually the compromise one.
Mm-hmm.
The more frequent. So if you go and just try to make statistics, you'll be surprised that actually people compromise all the time.
Right.
And actually sometimes they compromise out of desperation because they look, they try, they find, and the soulmate is not there. They don't find the love they are looking for. And then they said, okay, well, that's my neighbor or somebody who cares about me. So instead of being alone, I better be with this person. So
right.
that's the way that we usually think. We're afraid to be alone, and we shouldn't be alone.
So tell me a little bit, you're going to do some relationship readings of the staff, and we
mm-hmm.
have staff members that we've picked who are in all different scenarios, right?
Yes.
So I thought that would be really interesting. So
yeah.
for everyone out there, just to remind you, I'm with Dr. Carmen Harra. Here's her new book, and she's going to do some relationship readings for the staff. So you'll start with me.
Okay.
So what do you need from me?
Well, you can, you know, there are many ways of doing, you know, an introspection into your life. And sometimes I just can sense things about a person. It is like the intuition works
okay.
for all of us. And I'm going to ask you, are you married for a number of years
yes.
already? Okay,
yes.
so like more than 5-7 years.
Yeah, so yes.
Yeah, so this is already a relationship that goes on for a number of times. And it's like trying to pass the test of time, you know, because we used to say, well, the first 7 years are kind of difficult. Do you think you kind of, you went through this period of, okay, we went through the first test of the relationship?
I think so.
Yeah, okay. Do you have 2 kids?
Yes.
Okay, a boy and a girl?
A girl, 2 girls.
2 girls, okay,
yes.
okay. But you have beautiful kids. That's just
they
what
are
I feel.
beautiful.
Beautiful kids, smart, and they want you together. So that's the thing. You know, the kids always want the family to stick with each other. The problem that we need to understand that when it comes to divorce and separation, those that suffer the most are actually the children.
Right.
and for the sake of them, many times people continue to compromise. So my feeling of this relationship with your husband is that it should be worked out. Whatever you guys sometime are going through, my advice won't be walk away from this.
Right.
My advice would be work it out.
I think we're good. I think we're good.
Bumps on the road are always, but I think that in your relationship, you have a very solid connection, and you guys are gonna continue to be together and even get better. Yeah. It's interesting that people think, after so many years of marriage, we just get used to each other. That love is not there. No, that's not true.
Yeah.
And love and connection is built in time. And I think your relationship is solid and will continue to get better. That would be my statement for today.
At what point do you think that a couple feels like that they do need to create a break? Like, at what point? Like, this is my mom was having that big conversation with me, saying like she would prefer that even if our relationship was irreparable, that we stay together. And I think there does tend to be a point where somebody says, I got to get out of this.
I don't.
But how do you know?
So my philosophy is, I don't believe in influences. I don't believe in nobody telling you what you need to do.
Right.
I don't believe you listening to your mother. You don't believe in listening to yourself.
Right.
And to your needs and to your feelings. And I also believe that you should walk away from a relationship that is dysfunctional and that is toxic. Yeah. When people start fighting and when they're in a serious conflict on a daily basis, that will definitely damage, the life of the kids and damage you emotionally, mentally. You will need counseling. You will need emotional help. And so that kind of a relationship I will never recommend. But I don't think that's your case. So like I said, in this relationship there are probably disagreement, arguments that are very typical in any kind of a relationship. People continue to adjust to each other and have different opinion, which is normal, which is constructive at some point.
Right.
But I feel that your relationship is not destructive, is not, how should I say, toxic. I don't feel that way. But there's another way, which is very interesting, to see whether two people are compatible by doing their numerology. And people say, really? Yes, really. Because what numbers are the language of the universe, and I wrote a book on numbers. I believe that every number is a frequency, is a form of expressing something about who you are, your skills, your abilities. And there's a way of showing two people's birth code if they a match or not a match. We can do that if you want.
Yeah, let's do it.
I can take your birthday, his birthday, and see whether you two guys, are you really sharing past lives, things in common? Are you complementing each other? Is this relationship toxic or not? And it can be also determined by simply doing the codification. So let's see, what's your birthday, if you don't mind
October
telling me?
9th.
October 9th.
1978.
78.
Now you all can figure out how old I am.
Okay. Well, okay, because that's just a number, that's the number. Okay, so that's why
I never know how old I am.
Okay, so now what's very interesting with you, you're at the end of a life cycle. So you're in what is considered to be the year 9, because if we added 2016, we get a number 9. What it means, you closing doors to the last 9 to 12 years. When did you got married to this man?
2008.
2008 will make it how many years?
So 8 years.
Where is my math? So
almost there.
Will make it a cycle. So we're coming close to that cycle. I even said it, the 7 years, the 9 years life cycle, in which you go with somebody. Life is in cycle. Life is 9 years, 7 years, 12 years. So you coming to an end of a cycle, stepping into a new cycle as your birthday only. So then from October this year all the way to October 2017, big turnaround in your favor. Huge change career-wise in a good way. Big doors opening
Hurst,
for you.
what you got for me,
Hurst?
Promoting.
Big promoting. So that's just a good beginning for you. So new ideas, new people coming into your life. It's a very positive. One of the best years actually is the year 1.
Okay.
Give me the birthday of your husband.
January 26th,
1980.
1980.
1980. Okay, let me see. 981. So your husband is, hold on, let me see something. He's a very, number 9, 2 times 9 is people who are very evolved, people who are very introverted, people who don't know sometimes how to express their feelings.
Oh.
Am I right? Yeah, the right way. They feel sometimes misunderstood as a result of this. But they are very good people. They actually don't like conflicts. I don't know if you agree with me. Your husband doesn't really want to fight.
No, that's probably true.
So if you fight with him, his response is, leave me alone.
Yes, in fact, yes. Oh my gosh.
Don't argue with me. Okay. Now, you are two people who complement each other extremely well, but you live at the different world, in the two different worlds, you know? So you see the world white and he sees it black. So there's where how can we bridge the black and white? Because if we put black and white, we get black. You know what I mean? So who's the one who sees it in black and who's the one who sees it in white? So reality is that you complement each other, and you know, you're good for each other, because it's like this constant arguing builds something in time. I don't see us separate. You're not meant to separate.
No,
you're
we're
meant
stuck together.
You're stuck. But not stuck. Not
in a bad way. Not at all.
Not in a negative way.
We're committed.
You're committed to each other. You have a lot of longevity, so does he. So you people who are here, you have in number 8, that's the planet of karma. So you're here for a long time together, you know, so you both of you healthy, which is very good. So that also comes through the numbers. It's interesting.
That's
the numbers
so cool.
Gives an indication of your life path, of whether you are healthy enough, you know, to be here for a long time. So it's just fascinating how timing is everything, and everything in time. So there's another thing that you're very good for each other, that I should say that you are interested in spirituality. You are there, and more as the time goes by, you know. So you see the numbers coincide. No, you're very good. It's not a past life relationship, so it's a relationship created in this life. It doesn't bring karma from past life.
That's good, because sometimes that could be good, or sometimes that could be bad,
this
right?
Is not a toxic, not a dysfunctional, not a heavy relationship. But if you learn to understand this man for who he really is, this is a family guy, I tell you. Your husband loves family. Do you know that?
He is so good with the girls.
Yeah,
this
is a family guy. You are blessed, and I think that the biggest blessing is having a man in your life who's a family person. Yeah.
Do you have anything? Do you feel anything about the girls? Do you have anything for the girls?
Girls are great. One is very talented. Creativity.
Yeah.
Is one of that. Music, arts. What is she good at? Because
she's into sort of arts. And
arts. Encourage her into that. Is what, 7 years old?
No, she should be 7 years old. She's only 4, but she is like she's an adult. Is
there any 7 associated with their birth code?
No. No. I don't know why.
For some reason, the number 7 comes according to them, but probably their numerology or something. But anyhow, I can tell that you have beautiful girls, and then once she's gonna be 7, you have to see what she succeeds. You know. Okay. I'll encourage her towards arts.
But she's beyond her years. She's definitely always been an old soul.
Believe that. Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right, so I'm going to pass. Thank you so much. That was really fun. For anyone that's just joining us, Dr. Carmen Harra, she's doing relationship readings for us, and I'm going to introduce Lauren Spencer, who is in a different kind of relationship, and I think this will be fun. So let's.
But no more listening to your mother.
I know. Oh gosh, no. Lovely woman, but no.
No, beautiful woman, but she lives her life and you live your life.
Exactly.
No influences from outside. That's my advice.
Hello.
Hi, my dear.
How are you?
It's so good to see you.
Good to see you.
So you, for whichever reason, it's like my intuition jumps in here. That you have a protection of a spirit who's not alive, you know. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you feel that presence?
Wow.
Sometimes.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Yes, I definitely do.
It's just interesting. I won't say it's only one person. I should say there's actually 2 people. Because there's a man and a woman watching over you. And the man, I kind of feel very strong presence. Okay. Like sometimes, you know, wanting to say something to you or wanting to communicate. Did this ever happen to you ever lately, or
Maybe not lately, maybe because New York's so noisy, sometimes I don't hear it, but I would say that I have felt that. Do you feel that it's an older sense of a...
Yeah, it's somebody who's long time gone. I feel like this is not recent, but sometimes, the spirit world communicates. I believe there's a higher dimension.
Yeah.
And the spirit world comes and says hello, and that the spirit find me as a vehicle to say hello before anything else, and also delivering a message that a lot of things will happen in the next 4 months, and that you're in a transition, making major changes. Does it feel this way?
In one part of my life, yes.
Yes, so that part of your life, the creative part, in the next 4 months, a lot of things are unfolding, and you've been waiting for a long time for this to finally happen. And now that it's happening, wow, you said, it is here, how hard I've been trying to make it happen, and now it's really here.
That's good to know.
The opportunity is
I need
here.
to get more sleep. But yes.
But sleep is important.
Sleep is important.
It's important.
But that's good as a time element.
The element is right around the corner. So I go through I'm delivering this message that yes, it's happening.
That's awesome.
It's happening.
I love that.
As I said, a long period of waiting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of process.
And a process, and probably a lot of setbacks in the process, if you agree with me. But now finally.
Wow, that's
finally.
Amazing.
Okay. There's a name that comes to my mind, and I don't know if it resonates with you, whatever resonates. The name Elizabeth, that's a very common name. Does it resonate? And if it doesn't, it might, but this name comes to my mind when I think of you.
Yes, it does resonate.
Okay.
And it's somebody who I'm close to but don't see a lot, but somebody who's very powerful.
Yes, so that powerful person who you don't see a lot, you might see, and through her power, she might actually accomplish something for you when you don't even expect, because actually you don't go to ask her for help. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But she will give you the help that you don't even ask for, to put it this way,
Fantastic.
Yeah, okay.
All right, I will not email her after this and ask her. I'll just know she's there, and that is good.
She's there, and she knows pretty much your needs, or which is good.
Okay.
Interesting and deep, profound, fabulous lady.
Yes, absolutely.
So, if you don't mind asking me your question.
Okay.
The name Steve or Spencer comes to me, or
My last name is Spencer.
Spencer? Okay.
Yep, Lauren Spencer. Wow.
Okay. Tell me what I can do, because there's so much.
She did not know that her last name was
Yeah.
Spencer. I just want to make that very clear.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
So my question has to do with the relationship that I've been in, which is not a long one, but feels very solid.
Is this the last 2 years?
The last over 2 years, 5 years.
Okay. Did it change in the last 2?
Yes.
Because this relationship goes through a change in the last 2, it becomes a different relationship.
It has. So it's been almost 6 years, and yes, in the last 2, we're both creative people, and so
very deep, smart, introverted, cares for you a lot. It doesn't show it as much.
Yes.
Indeed.
I do. And
when people have deep feelings, but they have a hard time, especially men, sometimes can be like that. They don't know how to pronounce it. They don't know how to,
One of his favorite songs that he played for me when I first met him was "I Won't Bring You Roses."
Yes.
So it was a little bit like, just know that I care about you and you deserve them, but I won't bring them.
The metaphorical way of saying, I don't know how to bring roses. I don't know how to express myself. But you deserve them. I have them in my heart, but I won't bring them. Something like that,
Exactly. So,
This I feel in my heart, without even doing. I'm going to do the number very quickly, but because just to see whether I feel in my heart, this is a man who you knew in another life. I feel that this is a past life, because when you look at him, you have a sense of knowing a lot about him.
Yes.
Like going through him, like seeing him. Have you ever had a feeling of seeing him at a different time, or just something like that?
Weirdly, yes.
Yeah.
And he's an actor, so sometimes he's actually in period costume.
Yes. That doesn't even surprise me, because I can see him in the 17th century. Both of you, and somewhere in the life in England, it's just so interesting.
I'm totally down with that.
Yeah. Okay, so do you mind telling me? So I should say this relationship will work. this relationship gets better.
Good.
I really believe that. I see you traveling. I don't know, you guys are planning to go.
Yes, we are actually. We have a trip planned to Rome.
Yes,
in fact.
that's
So-
it. So
and it just
I
happened
love
last
that.
week.
People don't know, but when you travel, you build something. People are not aware
Yeah.
of it. It's so significant to travel together, you know.
Good.
Traveling, you know, brings people closer to different experiences and events, and so I think that this trip will do a lot of good. I'd also see, do you live under the same roof? Is this like a relationship in which you have the same home together?
Yes.
Yeah. I also see an investment in something in the future together. Have you thought about that?
Yes, actually, in different
Yeah.
permutations,
Yeah.
different.
Like that,
Yeah.
I see actually
Yeah, yeah,
a place
yeah.
that has very big windows,
Okay.
and yeah.
Is that a good idea?
And a very good idea. It's
Okay,
a very
good.
good idea because I like the view, the windows, the everything, the energy about the place. That is actually not a big place,
Yeah.
but it's a very, very a vibration of a place. You know.
Good. Okay.
Very good for bringing you together again, because everything I'm detailing actually brings the two of you closer.
Perfect.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So financially, we'll just go in that direction. And
Yes. Yes.
Do that.
Good decision.
Okay.
Who's David or? Daniel, there's a D name, but it's associated to him. So you may or may not know.
Okay.
Okay, and I want to ask you if his father is passed.
Actually, the mom.
The mom is passed?
Just,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
last year.
Just passed? Okay, so
Mhm.
because he's a loss of a parent. So
Oh, yeah.
that's what come to my mind. Like he lost somebody, and
Yeah.
one of the parents of somebody recently
Yeah.
that affected him actually.
So much. Yeah.
Badly. Yeah. So he needs that kind of a healing.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Give me briefly, if you don't mind, the birthday. Do you mind?
No,
Only
no.
if you want.
No.
Okay.
7/16/61 is me.
Okay.
There's that math. I'm really bad at math, but
Okay. So, if you think of marrying this guy,
we've talked about it.
okay. Well, if you think of marrying this guy, you will do it in 2017. Actually, you will invite me to your wedding.
Yep. Invitations out. It's all good. Destination wedding. Because it brings us together.
Okay. I tell you, you have longevity, a lot of financial power coming your way. As I said, there's a lot of money coming. You may not be aware of. So when is he born?
That sounds good. 12/20/60.
What a charming guy.
Right?
Yes.
So true. This is charming. It is true.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect connection, very complimentary. He's also very creative.
Yeah.
Is he on stage?
He's an actor.
He's an actor. He should be an actor. This
Good.
man is born to be an actor.
I will
He
tell
is
him that. I don't know if he's out
three
there
times the planet
watching.
Jupiter, creativity, very intuitive, very spiritual. And he needs you. I feel like there's an emotional need.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
I can feel that.
It's perfect relationship, going back to past lives, with a number of lives together.
Wow.
Yeah, a number of lives together.
We
in
like
which,
each other.
Yes, yes.
That's good.
Yes, so this is absolutely great.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much too about the travel.
Yes.
Because we really sort of labored on that, like, should we spend the money, should we not, da-da-da. But yeah, the
You're gonna have the time of your life.
Right?
Time of your life,
And-
having a sense of, oh, we've been here before, or
Right?
or how great it is, let's do it again. Yeah.
Awesome. And if there's money coming my way eventually, then
Yes, we'll do it
good
again.
to know. All right. This was
We're
wonderful.
gonna travel with a private jet.
Okay. Since Trump can't afford his right now.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
This
my
was
love.
fantastic.
Okay.
And you'll come to the wedding.
Oh, absolutely.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, next up, I'm going to invite Sue and a whole different moment
Okay.
of excitement. Thank you.
Loves you.
Yeah.
Hello. I know you. Okay.
Where do we start?
Yes.
This is fun.
We'll just start. Okay, so do you have a son?
Yes.
Okay. Is he in his 20s something? How old is he?
He's 11.
11.
Actually, 2 of them. But, like Anne-Marie, he could be 20.
Yeah, okay.
By
I
his
don't know what I'm
intellect.
getting to. I have no idea.
He, by his intellect, I would say
Yeah.
he's 20.
It's interesting how kids can be so evolved, you know.
He is
And
very.
you do get the vibration. It's like the body sometimes, you know, you're 70 but you look 50. Yeah, it's true. Or you're 40 and you look 80.
Right.
It's possible.
Right.
It's possible. Yeah. So yeah, very strong connection with your son. You actually have two, but with one of them, I feel a very intense emotional connection coming from probably a previous experiences or something like that. The name with an R comes to me. Rose, Robert, if it resonates anything, just keep it in mind if it doesn't. And an M like Mark, Maria, M. The two initials come. We'll see what they play, but they seem to play a role at some point. Do you want to ask me anything specific?
I'm at a point now where I am in recovery.
Okay.
I'm trying to find myself, and I'm not sure where I'm going, but I'm just taking it very slowly,
Okay.
day by day.
Recovering having to do with separation?
A divorce.
A divorce. Okay. This divorce happened recently?
It was official a year ago in July.
Yeah. That's what I felt like in a frame of 1 year or something like that. Okay, let's see what happened here because I think you're not done with this. You're in recovery because you never had a closure. You're still processing why did this happen to me. Okay, did this marriage took at least 14 years? How long was this marriage?
I've known him for 30, but we were married for 17.
Okay, so this is a marriage that actually was not supposed to last probably more than 14, 15. You actually end up by staying longer and staying longer, it got more difficult.
Exactly.
Does it make sense?
Yes.
This
Totally.
relationship was not deteriorating a year ago, it was deteriorating longer than that. Do you agree with me?
It was took a long time for
Yeah.
me to see that it was
So I think
toxic.
that you stayed longer and staying longer it got worse. That's what people do in trying to make it happen. They prolong the agony.
Right.
So, but in your heart, because you're very hurt, you never made peace with this and
Right.
never had a real closure. And because it got worse, you need to heal, you need a lot of healing. And there will be somebody new coming in your life. But we need to end this, and we're going to end it now. So we're going to put an end to this pain right now. So you understand that actually this relationship is so much better without him.
Oh, yeah,
It's so
definitely.
much better.
Definitely.
But the closure that you have to, by realizing that this man was not actually meant to stay that long and was not meant to be part of your life, will make you feel so much better. Tell me his birthday and your birthday. I want to see what kind of a connection you had with this
Mine
man.
is 10/1/56.
October 1st,
Mm-hmm.
56. Mm-hmm. And his?
3/30/54.
54. Okay. Let me see what's going on with him. What a stubborn guy.
I don't know if I should comment.
Ah. But
What can you say?
I don't think he's watching.
oh my God, this is not. It's so fascinating. I mean, you guys couldn't match. This is not a match. You know what I mean? It's
So I've
interesting
been
how
told.
numbers clearly state the fact that because. So in other words, these are two numbers that don't match. So I don't even know how you make it that long. You know, probably even sooner. You're supposed to walk away from this than 14 years. You know.
Well, there was
Even
ins
much
and
sooner.
outs over the whole time.
Did you ever spoke about a divorce after 7-8 years or something like that? This was the ever decision.
Yeah.
Let's
It was-
separate right after a number of years
Yeah.
of being together.
It was back and forth.
Yeah, I don't know how you
quite a
made
few
it.
times.
I don't know how you made it here because you were so different and not compatible. So, but for whichever reason it happened, I don't really see any past life. I said this just happened in this life, and I think the reason it happened because you have those beautiful kids, and that's the only thing that you can tell yourself. At this point in time, and you know what? You are meant to go to a divorce. You have a 5 here which says you will divorce this man. So your codification talks about the divorce. And he's too, but most likely you. Were you the one filing for the
Oh,
divorce?
yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't
So
deal with it.
you want, yeah, but you're the one filing because you're the 5, so you're the one filing. There's a man coming into your life who was married before, so he went through the same situation. He stayed much longer. in his marriage. He has a daughter. He's around your age. He might be probably a little bit older. There's something with the medical field. He's a very, very nice man. He's everything your husband was not. You know, he brings into your life, and he's that healing force. I love this. And I think by the fall, right around your birthday, you will tell me about this. It's possible to actually meet him sooner than that. Sooner. You're actually in the perfect time to meet this man. Even if you meet him in 2 months, I won't be surprised. If you meet him during the summer, I won't be surprised. Do you go sometime to the Hamptons, or do you travel during the summer?
The Jersey Shore.
The Jersey Shore. Because I feel like that's where this guy is, you know? So, and you will meet him right around your birthday, because events happen around our birthday. So for everybody listening, so pay attention when you're born, and right around your birthday, 5 weeks prior, 5 after, is when things, you know, start to coincide and start to manifest. So around that time, you can say, hey girls, I'm in a relationship, this guy is fabulous, and he is charming, he has a sense of humor, he likes to cook, he will treat you like a queen, he will be so nice to you, nice to your kids. He went through similar, not as bad relationship as yours, but so not as hurt as you been, but he will completely understand. So this is magic for you.
Cool.
Absolutely great. You will relocate. Do you plan to move from where you live?
Not at the present time.
Yeah, so because of this man, you will relocate. So he coming into your life, one of the things that you will do after meeting him is like moving in a different area, but in a better place, better
Do you think
location.
far, or do you think like within?
No, around the area.
Still
Just a
stay
different-
here.
I know, I'm just wondering, we're gonna have a managing editor into next year.
No, it's not going out of town. No,
Right.
it's just changing the area, the borough, or into a better place. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, this is great.
It's fun.
Yeah. I want to ask you if you have any pain in your joints.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think that you need to do a detox. I feel it's coming from a little bit of toxicity in the liver. Sometimes you eat things that can create toxicity, so I kind of want you to do a detox of your liver.
I've been trying to eat cleaner lately.
Yes.
Past
So
month.
yes.
And it's a struggle,
so-
but it's
So
progression.
the pain will go away, but if you don't, then the pain will continue to. So I feel like I detect a little bit of inflammation higher than it should be in the body, and inflammation always hits the joints, and I feel pain in the joints. Sometimes stiffness. I don't know if you agree.
Right.
Yeah,
In my
yeah,
age,
yeah. But I think there's something you can do right away and get it better.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll work
Do you
on
see
it.
differently with your eyes?
Yes.
Your eye weaker one. Yeah. You can also correct that if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
You know, one thing that I'm concerned about right now is the relationship between my boys and their father. I'm really.
That's one of your boys is the Do you see resentment of one of your boys?
Don't really talk about the split very much.
So that's the
Feels very
problem.
hard.
The problem, you know, I had my thesis in imposters in adolescence, so that's what that was my forte in college. So when I studied teenagers and I see how they respond, and they don't comprehend emotions. So they don't talk about because they don't understand their feeling of anger or resentment, so you need to talk to them. Because one of them is very upset about whatever's going on here, but he doesn't talk about it. So talking about is great. Letting him know that a father is a good father. Never talk bad about their father to them. Psychologically, it's a mistake. So let them know their father is a great father. He just decided, to live a different life, and that's best for him. So make them always be okay with their father. Because if not, later on, the impact of whatever happens now will be reflected in their own life, in their 20s, in their 30s. They, by not processing what's happening to them right now, will be reflected later on. So
I need to deal with it.
yeah, learn, help them deal with this right now by constantly telling them that their father's a great man, and if he cannot talk to them, that's fine for now, but you're there for them, and then he will be there. comfort them, healing them, speak with them, and this is actually your priority, I should say, at this point, are your beautiful kids. Because they need more help than you do, believe it or not, because you can process, and you're gonna be okay, and you have this guy coming, and he will be a very good force in your kid's life. He will act more like a father figure than their biological father. Isn't it a biology sometimes? You know,
That would be very nice.
it's a big disappointment. Yeah, and it's all karma that plays, because people who come in our life, they come karmically to play a role. So the new man in your life that you will marry later on, and I want to invite to another wedding, but there's so
I
many
have a lot of
weddings.
calligraphy.
No, but this man is a fabulous guy, and he will be a fabulous dad for your kids, more than your original husband. So
Good. Cool.
that's it.
Thank you very much.
I love
And
you.
now I turn it over to Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
What do you need from me?
You're looking with your eyes like, what is this woman gonna do to me?
What is she gonna say?
What's she gonna say? You say, I only say good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't believe in only projecting the good in people and
Okay.
creating the best version of themselves. You know?
Good. Good.
I'm a firm believer that that's the best message.
Okay.
So, are you in a relationship?
Yes.
Yeah. You need to work on this relationship. Do you agree with me?
Yes,
A little
in
bit?
some ways.
In
yes.
some ways, yeah. I feel like he's a little bit shy. I feel he's a very good guy. Do you agree with me?
Mhm.
I feel he's sweet. I feel there's a damage coming from that family. Do you know or no? What has happened to him?
He recently left his family
Okay. Okay.
move to New York to be
Okay.
with me.
Okay. Well, there's more to that you don't know. So
Okay.
when you met somebody, you need to know the background. You need to know where is he coming from. You need to know the source. The source being the family, and what has happened there. You know, I think he doesn't want to go there. He doesn't want to talk too much. Do you see that? Or his perspective of what's happening might be different than reality,
Okay.
because he doesn't really. So what I'm saying, be an observer,
Okay.
in order to really know if there are any wounds in his heart about his past, meaning the family relationship.
Okay.
Now, when we talk about me being with somebody, you being with somebody, he carries the karma of the family into your life. You understand?
Mhm.
So that's why it's significant to know what has happened with his family relationship so far.
Okay.
But bottom line is, he's a great guy. I feel very good about the two of you. I told you there's many weddings in this room. No, he's wonderful. The month of November comes to me. Why is November so relevant? I don't know if this resonates, but it resonates in my mind. Actually, I have November 19. I don't know if that day he proposed, but something is happening. He's nice, he's kind, he's hardworking. Work on the communication, work on talking to him more, work on knowing his needs more. But he's just a wonderful guy for you.
Yes.
Do you agree with
I
me?
do agree.
Yeah. I see nothing wrong. It's just everything is so great here. Everything. I just feel it, and
Well,
I know you feel it too.
he's
You have
from-
any concerns?
No, he's from England, and we were long distance from England to New York.
He moved here.
Yes, he
Yes.
just moved here 3 months ago.
Perfect. Yeah.
So we're still like transitioning from doing long distance for we did that for 3 years.
Who's George?
George.
Yeah.
Oh, George Clooney?
No, who's George in the family?
I don't know George
In
yet.
his family.
I don't think there's a George in his family, but I can ask him.
Yeah, ask him.
Okay.
You'll be surprised. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I go back to the family. When I think of him, I go back to that family.
Okay.
You know? Yeah.
He's very close with his family.
Yeah. He's close, but there are issues, like it can be. So there are things that are never been resolved, or you know what I
Okay.
mean? Yeah.
Okay.
Have you met the family?
Yes, many
Okay.
times.
And how are they with you?
Lovely.
Good.
I love
okay.
them
Okay,
very
good,
much.
good, good. Okay. Does he have a brother?
No, he has a
A
sister.
Okay.
He's a twin.
Oh, he's a twin.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, he's a
I
twin
felt
sister.
as a sibling, but I didn't know whether, is a sister
Yeah.
or a brother.
Yes,
Okay.
he has a twin
Yeah.
sister.
Okay. Anything in particular that you want to ask me?
How do you foresee us dealing with the fact that one of us will always be away from our families? No matter, because if we live in England, we'll be away from my family, and him being here, it makes things away from his family. And that's something
I think you will be okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I
That's
think
something
the
we talked
family will.
about.
I think you will see you more here than in England. You know?
Okay,
Yeah, more here, and he will adjust very well here.
okay,
You will not have a problem.
good.
Yeah. And I also think you guys are gonna have 2 children. Do you plan to have kids?
Oh, wow, I would hope so, yes,
A boy and a girl. I see.
Okay,
They might be even twins because you see there's twins running in this family. then make sure you don't want
Sometimes
them.
you don't have a
Make
choice,
sure you
right?
do something about it. The things that can be done when you don't want
I
twins.
thought
Yeah.
twins skip a generation.
Yeah. Not always.
Okay, good to know.
But no, you have a boy and a girl, so
Okay,
that's all that
great.
matters. If they come together, what can you do? If
I-
they don't,
you know,
that's fine.
Happy and healthy,
Yeah,
that's what really
exactly.
matters.
And I feel like it's during the month of April. I feel like you give birth in April. I don't know the month of April.
Oh,
comes to
wow.
me.
Well,
Yeah.
Thank God April just ended.
So not this April. It can be 2 years from
Right.
now. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
April 9. There are numbers that come to my mind when I look at you, so they might have a meaning.
Okay.
But all I know is that this is fabulous.
We met in
relationship.
April.
So that's it. So the
Yeah,
April
we did-
plays
we
their
did
role.
meet
So you
in
met
April.
in April. So give me your birthday, just briefly.
Okay, it's 2/10/88,
Okay.
and his is 3/29/86.
Wow, what a great guy. Wow.
He's never gonna let me forget that. You're saying that, just so you know.
Wow. Amazing. You share the same codification. You like perfect for each other. You speak the same language, like you twin souls, soulmate relationship. That's why it's a soulmate relationship.
Oh, wow.
It can't get any better than this. He's a very reliable guy, very hardworking, very connected to his mother.
Yes,
There's
he
a
is.
mother karmic relationship that goes back. He has a heart of gold. I can say only wonderful things. Do you have a deal, a contract? What is this that generates you money? Do you expect any project, anything that will bring you this money? Can be 2 years, 4 years later, you have an opportunity to sign something that brings you quite a substantial amount of money. But you know what? Both of you are on a mission in this life. Both of you want to help the world. Both of you want to do something good. Do you agree?
Yeah, I would hope. Yeah,
I think that you will join forces in either join a charity or do something, because I feel like you both are concerned about what's happening. Is there anything, we can contribute? Is anything we can do to help,
Yeah,
the
I
world we
think
are living in?
That's important to us.
It's important. I also see you buying a beautiful property.
Not Manhattan.
Beautiful property, really pretty,
Okay.
pretty home. You will choose where, but it's just a beautiful house.
Okay.
Yeah, that you will buy.
Yes, we want
Yeah.
that too.
And you will probably, and you have twins because it's 2 times 11. You can't help it. You might hate me for that, but
I'm sure I'll recover.
It's this 11. You cannot, there's nothing you can do about that. That's the codification of both of you. And that's why he's a twin, and that's why this is brought into your life. So I know for sure you have a boy and a girl. That I know for sure.
Okay, I'm very happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Thank you so
I love
much.
you.
I love you. Okay, I'm gonna pass you on to Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
Oh God, sorry. Hi there.
Hi, Jessica. Beautiful Jessica. Okay. So, Alisa, who's with an L name? Why have this name coming to me when I look at you? Lorraine, an L, a strong name with an L.
There's a lot of people in my family with their middle names that are L.
Can be, yeah. Or somebody who sometimes uses the middle name, but yeah. And a very old woman who died old. Who's that?
My grandmother.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Were you close to her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's here. She big smile. There's some similarities with her. Am I right?
Between us?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. It's almost like I should say that when she was young, you kind of, you took from her features of the face. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Something. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so sweet. She shows me an S. What is the S?
Her last name is
With an S.
Steigerwald.
Yeah, that's it. That's her. Yeah.
And her middle name is Louise.
And that's the L.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So that's what. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, she wants to say something. Yeah. She said you're gonna have a daughter.
Really?
You will have a daughter. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. It almost feels me like crying because I feel like she will come back into your life as your daughter. Because she really loved you. There was such a there was such a love, and such a love. And she said, well, though I'm gone, I was always coming to make sure that you're okay. I want to make sure that She talks about the month of June, so she's underlining the 6 months. So you have to see why is the June or 6 significant. There's something that she's trying to say because they talk in symbols, so she's saying something that probably will become relevant. And she talks about a wonderful man. Do you know this guy? He's more brunette, more. Do you know him?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't know.
So she's describing me this wonderful guy.
Okay.
Who you will have this daughter with. So she knows, spirits live in what Einstein called the continuous time. So we live in the physical time, which we're trapped in time and space. But when we out of here, we go in the time of that never stops. So it's continuous time. So that they know what's ahead, we're afraid to know where we're going, but they already know. So she knows that you will be with this amazing man, who she describes like good looking as a man, tall, more brunette, so you blonde. He's without being very dark, but he's like more brownish hair, and he is so smart. She says he's in the business with money, and he's a very smart entrepreneur guy who is gonna give you the world, and you will be a very, very happy person. So this is somebody who's going to make you happy. So that's the message from your grandma. You said, I want to make sure that you know that this is where your life goes. She said in the next 2 years. When are you born?
November 20th,
Okay.
1991.
So I can be your grandmother. So yeah, it makes sense because you are in the year 4 in November. So then I should say that you invite me to your wedding in 2 years. Because like I told you, this is a place where everybody has to so we're celebrating. Yeah, and you are such a lovely, loving, giving, kind woman. You had a strong connection with your grandma and also with your mother. Do you see that?
Sort of.
Yeah.
Sort of.
What's karmic? It's karmic. Karmic connection can be difficult sometimes. So, where's the relationship with her right now? Who's with a J name? Jack, Joseph,
Jacob.
Who's
Jake,
that?
my
Jake.
brother.
Your brother. Okay. Does he get along with your mother?
Sort of.
Sort of. Okay. So I got the picture. Okay. So, are you independent right now?
Yes.
You try to remove yourself? Yeah.
Yes.
From
Yeah.
her. Okay.
Yeah.
In the last 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now I understand why your grandmother is present. Do you understand? Because she comes like a protective force. She's witnessing what has happened lately, you know. I mean, she was aware of the relation with your mother. Do you agree with me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's why she comes like a protective force. So when your mother is difficult, you know, there has to be a different soul protecting you. So I feel like her grandmother was the protective force. The grandmother was the mother figure.
Yes.
Actually, you know, not the mother that she has now. So then the karma will actually be with your grandmother that becomes the mother figure. Yeah. Okay. And it might very much be that the relationship with your mother will continue to be this way, like a little bit removed. And actually, psychologically, I'd advise you to take a step back from what which you already did. And I want you to kind of continue to stay a little bit away.
Okay.
Instead of allowing an influence or a conflictual situation to cause any damage.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Everything you have said makes
No.
100% sense.
Yeah. So yeah, because I feel like that would be much better for you,
Okay.
for your emotional, for your well-being, you know, for emotional state of mind, for your well-being, for your future, for everything. So far as of now, time will come when we will heal this, but it's not right now.
Okay.
It's not now, you know. We're talking about somewhere down the line. How did your mother get along with your father?
Not good.
Okay,
Not good
here we
divorce.
go. Here we go. Here we go. Like it's easy to understand. You don't even have to you know, be intuitive or to. You just know. It's easy to comprehend. Okay. Any specific things you need from me?
Do you have any sense of health issues in the future or anything regarding health? Any feelings
I don't
like
have
that?
health issues in the future.
Okay.
I think you are very okay. I think you also have, you're very sensitive,
Mm-hmm.
if you agree with me.
Mm-hmm.
What I want you to be careful is with your thyroid.
Okay.
With your thyroid, that you know that this little gland that has a lot to do with all your emotions or emotional self, and make sure not that anything is gonna happen, because nothing is gonna happen, and make sure that it functions properly, you know, because it regulates the metabolism and the whole function of the body. You know, it's actually, believe it or not, regulated by the thyroid. So I'm gonna ask you this: if you sometimes feel cold or feel too much heat or I don't know if you understand what I mean. If sometimes you feel you can sleep.
No, I think all of that's okay.
It's okay? Good.
Yeah.
If you ever sense that you know,
Mm-hmm.
then I will go and make sure that my thyroid is fine. But you don't have anything to worry about.
Okay.
You're perfectly fine. You will continue to be fine. I don't detect that. I usually detect health problems right away. I don't. Just
Okay.
the sensitiveness and a little bit of being too emotional, you know, which
Okay.
you can't help it. It's like
Mhm.
you're so creative. Do you write?
Yes.
Yeah. You should write more. You can write your own book or write a.
I want to do that.
Yeah. You will. You will.
Okay.
Do you have your own column? Does she write her own stories or? Do you?
Well, I write for Women's Day and Country
Yes,
Living.
yes.
And I have a blog that I used
Yes.
to write for.
You write so well. You have a gift, a talent. Yeah.
Thank you.
So talented. Amazing. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah.
And I wanted to tell you that I keep having dreams that
Uh-huh.
I'm pregnant and I have a little girl. So
Yeah,
it's funny that you
because
said
you
that.
will.
And
A
my entire
premonitory
life.
dream. Premonitory. So dreams can project us beyond the physical time. So you break the chronology, the linear time, and you see yourself years in the future.
And
So-
I name her Mary Louise after my
Yes,
grandmother.
yes. Louise, because that's the first thing that came to me. Yeah, Mary Louise, yeah. You'll even call her Louise for whichever reason. She will want to be called Louise. That's the first thing that came, the name, you know.
Uh-huh.
Almost like I feel the first thing I detected was the name of your daughter. It's like it's so powerful.
And do you sense any other hardships coming up? that I should
No
know
hardship,
about?
no hardship,
Okay.
none, zero, no.
Okay. That's
You wanna
Everything
jump in?
is beautiful.
Thank you.
I love you.
So yeah, we'll do some questions from the audience if that's
Yes,
okay with you.
absolutely. Yeah.
Do you wanna-
They're just
Sure.
I put them
Okay, great, thank you. So are there any fights that you would recommend that someone has with their significant other? A fight that can be healthy that people should be having?
People should always bring, to the conversation their issues, but in a positive way. You should never hold on to your resentment or to your anger or negative emotions. So it's okay to confront your partner about the things that you're not happy with, but in a positive way, in a constructive way, and in a peaceful way. Believe it or not, there is a way to express why you're not happy with a soft voice, in a quiet way, and make sense and put sense into your partner's mind and work things out. I don't believe in holding on to your negative emotions and creating an explosion, of negativity, because that will really lead to a breakup, and you destroy something that you're building for years in a matter of minutes.
Okay. And then we have a viewer who's talking about infidelity, and she's wondering if you think a relationship can overcome infidelity.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We can. I write for Huffington Post, and I wrote many articles on infidelity, and it's one of my topics. So I can go on infidelity and all the steps that somebody can take to overcome. But if they go to Huffington Post and they Google Dr. Carmen Harra and they click on the article on infidelity, they're gonna see like I come with specific steps that they should take to overcome. And I really believe if two people are meant to be together, we can definitely overcome. And look at Bill and Hillary Clinton. That was like teaching the world about, hey, you know what, it can happen, but you can come stronger together. And it shouldn't break you apart, no.
Okay, that's good.
If they're meant to be together, if the love is there, the relationship is solid enough, this is one element that, you can heal.
Okay. And we have just one more question if we have time. So a woman says that she's been in a relationship with her husband for 38 years, but she says she feels it's dead, and she's wondering if she should stick with it because she's 61 and he's 64. Do you have any advice for her?
It's never too late to rebuild your life. If the relationship is dead, my feeling is it's dead for a very long time. I think she's in one of those compromised relationships for many years. My sense of her in this relationship is terminated probably 15, 20 years ago, and she never had the strength to break through, never has the sense to walk away. If I were her, I'll walk away. That would be my advice. I don't have the right to tell her what to do, but if I were her, that's what I'll do. It's never too late, I'm in my 60s, and it's okay to start your life at 60. 60 is the new 40, So it's perfectly fine to start her life again, and she will actually find a man who's 58 if she wants to, 2 years younger than her, and she wants to start fresh with somebody else and really find love, because she never had love in this relationship all the way from the beginning.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh my
and
God,
for
yes.
reading
Oh,
all
yeah.
your information. So informative. Thank you so much.
Amazing.
Thank you.